unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means.
That was Peter Thiel. And his name sits quietly behind the curtain of power, but echoes through every corner of Silicon Valley, even the halls of Washington. Yeah, he came out of the PayPal mafia. You see, Thiel helped shape the ecosystem where technology and intelligence converge. His company Palantir being one of the clearest intersections of big data and government surveillance in the modern history. You understand that? What most people overlook is how deep his influence reaches into the political circle. You see, Thiel was among the earliest profile Silicon Valley backers of Donald Trump. Visited the White House multiple times, advising his administration and helping lay the groundwork for tech military partnerships that still continue today. Yeah, he poured his money into defense contracts and startups tied to predictive intelligence. Go ahead and let that sink in for a second, okay? I mean, do you understand that he's embedded his software into the infrastructure of national security itself? Yeah. While the public just sees him as a venture capitalist, behind the scenes, he's tightly woven into a network that prioritizes control, monitoring, and shaping behavior through technology. Yeah. See, these aren't neutral business ventures at all. They're extensions of intelligence operations repackaged as innovation. And when you take a step back, actually look at a different perspective and trace the lines, you'll start to see that Thiel's empire connects straight into an architecture of the modern surveillance state. And it's all hiding under a Silicon Valley smile.
Is used on occasion to kill people.
This is drone targeting, or what is this?
Targeting of all kinds.
That was Alex Karp, Peter Thiel's close ally and CEO of Palantir. You know, Palantir is a company that got started with a CIA investment through another company that holds billions of dollars in government contracts, from the Pentagon to Homeland Security and the White House itself, through data analytics projects that fuel both foreign and domestic operations. You want to know who that company is? In-Q-Tel. In-Q-Tel. You know, I wonder who funds In-Q-Tel. You see, they got Karp's public persona known as the intellectual outsider, right? But truth be told, his role is that of a data general. He runs one of the most powerful analytics machines on Earth, responsible for mapping human behavior across digital and physical borders. That should alarm you. Did you know that underneath Trump, Palantir became a key contractor for immigration enforcement and defense technologies, cementing its role inside government infrastructure, and it hasn't slowed down since? Yeah. You see, the company sits at the intersection of government, AI, and corporate control, building tools that interpret, predict, and influence human behavior. Imagine that. And that's really what it's all about. Control disguised as information. It's the quiet merging of Silicon Valley ambition with the state surveillance under the excuse of security and progress.
What we do is we record it so no one can see it. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Then we've got Larry Ellison, the billionaire founder of Oracle and one of the very few industry titans with a direct line, not just to corporate data, but national governments as well. Yeah. You see, Oracle supplies a massive database system to law enforcement, defense intelligence, and to government institutions across the world. Yeah. Essentially giving Ellison's empire the keys to a vast amount of personal and institutional data. And let me tell you, his proximity to Donald Trump's administration was no secret either. He hosted major fundraisers, offered his companies platforms to support controversial COVID-era data programs, right? He also later surfaced as a key figure in the government's acquisition deals, including the U.S. oversight of TikTok. And make no mistake, Ellison's reach expands far beyond corporate software, like into media ownership, data centralization, and surveillance infrastructure. While he brands himself a visionary, what he's actually doing is normalizing a data-driven society where every single person is recorded, profiled, and scored underneath a banner of security. Yeah. The fact that his technology supports both private surveillance and government monitoring should make everyone out there pause and realize just how small the distance has become between big tech and state.
We're going to have like cameras on, all over the place, and it's going to make the cities way safer, and maybe it's worth it for society collectively.
That was Sam Altman. He represents a newer generation of tech leadership, but make no mistake, all the people I talked about before, the same ties run straight through him as well. Yeah. He's the head of OpenAI, and he's positioned at the epicenter of artificial intelligence development, working hand in glove with the White House on AI policy and worldwide safety frameworks. Mm-hmm. And yet, beneath the polished narrative of AI for good, Silicon priorities are aligned once again with government oversight and defense funding. Mm-hmm. Altman's project has drawn financial backing and partnership from giants already embedded in intelligence and military contracts. His meetings both with the Biden and Trump teams on technology regulation highlight exactly where this industry is headed. Mm-hmm. Uniting private innovation with government control under the language of ethics, safety, and progress. Mm-hmm. The danger is very subtle but powerful. The concentration of a human decision-making goes into an algorithmic power system guided not by voters or people, but by the unelected technocrats and their state allies. And that's where Altman stands. At the intersection of AI governments and quiet centralization of power. Wake up!
If somebody's committed crime, a more humane form of containment of future crime, which is if you now get a free Optimus, and it's just going to follow you around and stop you from doing crime.
And finally, Elon Musk, the showman that corporate media sells as a rebel genius. Yeah. Yet behind the mask, he's deeply entangled in government contracts, defense projects, and White House influence spanning multiple administrations. Did you know that SpaceX works directly with the Pentagon and NASA? Mm-hmm. Tesla partners with government subsidies and energy initiatives, while Starlink provides military communications infrastructure. And his social platforms, well, they serve both as a propaganda hub and information mapper. Mm-hmm. You see, Elon's rhetoric about freedom often hides the fact that his companies are building the pipes and platforms for a future surveillance grid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, satellites watching above, autonomous vehicles gathering real-time location data, and neural technologies are blurring the lines between human autonomy and machine prediction. Make no mistake, his personal connections reach across political aisles, maintaining favor with both Democrat and Republican power structures. You know, what we're seeing here, guys, is not a fight for freedom, but a consolidation of control, where billionaires and bureaucrats together write the code that governs human life. And whenever you connect all five of these men, you don't just see isolated innovators. No. You see one ecosystem working in tandem with government, military, and intelligence power to shape the next phase of society. A digital empire built not for humanity's liberation, but its domestication. And this is exactly why we need to unite, guys. We also need to be aware and unafraid to ask questions about the stories we're being sold. Because I'm going to tell you this, truth and freedom still belong to the people, not the code. Love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Later.